Hey guys, I'm Bubbles and I'm back. I'm just going to do a quick talk of why I'm back, why I left, and everything. If you don't care for that and you just want to get into the video, go to the timestamp right here. But if you do, here you are. Anyways, while I was gone, a lot of people asked me, why did you stop making YouTube videos? Are you quitting and all this stuff like that? And as you can tell, I'm not quitting. But I stopped consistently uploading about 7-8 months ago, even though I never was really that consistent. And my last upload was, I think, 4 months ago, and it was a pretty throwaway video of me rapping, which was still pretty good. Anyways, I'm back, and I left because YouTube wasn't fun for me anymore. Making videos just wasn't entertaining. It got monotonous and boring, and when that happened, I wasn't motivated to make videos. And I've had a lot of free time lately, and I'm excited to make videos again, and it's entertaining, and I have a lot of stuff that I want to do now. I kind of did everything I wanted to do back when I stopped, and now I have a lot of stuff that I want to do again. So I'm back, but I just wanted to say some quick stuff that has changed. I don't have any more braces now, as you can tell. I'm starting high school, and as I'm about to show you, I've started football, and my editing skills are a tad better. Ooh, that was weird. I'm still not used to that. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So today we're going to be looking at the top 10 players going into the 2019 to 2020 season for the NBA. Now keep in mind, this is saying that injuries aren't happening and everyone's healthy, and this is just my personal opinion. If you have any different ideas or you'd like to discuss my list, just head down in the comments below. Anyways, now seems like a good time to start. Let's get right into the video with our number 10, which is Nikola Jokic. Now the number 10 and 9 were pretty hard in particular because there's a lot of players who are just on the verge of that top 10, but I decided to put Jokic here. I was pretty close to putting guys like Kyrie, Embiid, and Russell Westbrook here, but I think Jokic really deserves this spot. He's a phenomenal passer, and he's so good on the offensive side. He may be the best passer in the league right now, besides someone who's about to come up a bit later. He has really good rebounding skills, and he's an overall offensive threat. Now, he doesn't get any higher than this because his defense is pretty poor, and it's frankly not good at all. It's not at the point where you have to take him off the court towards the end of the games or anything like that, because his offense is so incredible. It's amazing. He's like the center James Harden. He's like James Harden as a center, excuse me. But anyways, he's just a really good offensive threat. He's a phenomenal passer, the best passing big man ever, and that's what gives him the number 10 spot. Up next at the number 9 is Damian Lillard for the Portland Trail Blazers. He's one of the best point guards now, and he's maybe one of the best point guards of all time. He's extremely clutch, and he single-handedly broke up the Oklahoma City Thunder, waving them bye-bye. He's a really good offensive player, and he's solid on defense. He's a great playmaker who has good passing skills, a very good three-point shot with some dame range, and he's just a really good offensive threat. He can't provide too much on defense, but he makes up with that with his playmaking, passing skills, and overall leadership, and I think that makes him really deserving of the number 9. Next up at number 8 is one of the best two-way players in the NBA right now, and that is my Clippers, Paul George. Paul George is probably going to be playing shooting guard because he's teamed up with Kawhi Leonard. He usually plays small forward, but I think the shooting guard's going to fit him well. He'll be a little bit more of a taller shooting guard, and that'll help him even more with his already incredible defense. He was a candidate for the MVP last year, and for good reason. He was averaging a lot of points. He's gotten his three-point shot better, he can still slash very good, and his ball handling is very solid. His passing isn't anything crazy, but it's still pretty good, and he's able to do it well enough. And he makes up for it with his very good defense. He's been an all-defensive team player multiple times, and he just can lock down any player. Best player on the other team, put Paul George on him, and he can lock them down any given night. And he is very deserving of the number 8. The reason he isn't any higher is just because he's really good at a lot of things and great, maybe even phenomenal at a lot of stuff, but he's just not quite there. But I do feel like he could move up the list at the end of the season or in seasons to come. Now, coming in at the number 7 on the list, we have Anthony Davis. I'm putting Anthony Davis at a power forward instead of a center because this is considering injuries don't happen. and DeMarcus Cousins will eventually be coming in at center. So Anthony Davis is more of a power forward, just personally to me. Speaking of him, he's very good as a post scorer. He's very good on defense, getting most of the time the top blocks per game in the league, and he's always a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's an overall bucket getter down low. He just posterizes people, and he still has room for improvement. He's still pretty young, and I think he's got to be the best power forward in the league. And if he's at center, he's probably the best center in the league. He's a very good big man with still room to improve. The only concern I would really have about him is that he doesn't have the best spacing. He has an all-right three-point shot, but it's nowhere like Al Horford or big guys who can shoot like that. So that's my one concern about him, but he makes up for it with his stellar defense and his very good offense. Next up, nearing the top six. The top six, I'd say, is a tier above. The numbers 7 through 10 was debatable and moving around. I could still move the 1 through 6, but in any order this would be the 1 through 6. They might move around, and I could see moving around, but these are the guys, at least for now. That would be the 1 through 6. And at 6, we have James Harden. James Harden is the best scorer in the league. He is nearly unguardable. His step back three is insane. It's just crazy. He hits threes at a record level. He's so efficient. He drives to the rim. His free throws are almost automatic. There's just one problem. He can't defend. His passing is amazing. As I said, he hits threes. He hits all the shots in the game. He's just an overall offensive guy, but his defense is not very good. It's gotten better, but it's still pretty bad, and that's why he can't be a top 5 player. He's just out of range because he can't defend. And if you can't defend, in my opinion, you can't be the best player. You have to be an overall good around player to be the best of the best. And he is very close, but his scoring can only get him so far. The past almost MVP candidate, or almost MVP winner, is not going to be in the top 5 on this list, but the number 5 is going to be Kevin Durant. Now, if we were including injuries onto the list, if we were having injured people be injured on this list, Kevin Durant would definitely not be number 5. But since that isn't true, he is the number 5. He's probably the second or third best scorer in the league. 2K puts him at 6'9", and a lot of places put him at 6'9", but he's got to be closer to 7 foot. He just rises above people. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. He can ball handle. He has an underrated defense with that long wingspan. I mean, he can just reach out and swat the ball out of there. His three-point shot is just insane. And on the Brooklyn Nets, he's going to do pretty good once he gets back from injury. There is a little bit of concern, but we're not putting injuries into the list. So Kevin Durant has got to be one of the top 5 players in the league, and he deserves it. He's really good. Now, possibly a little bit controversially, we have the number 4 on the list as Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis, in some people's mind, is the 2 or 3 on some lists, but I have him at number 4. Don't get me wrong, his Euro step and just driving to the lane is so good. He's nearly unguardable in full court. In transition, there's almost nothing you can do. His passing is pretty good, his defense is one of the best in the league, and he's just so big and athletic and strong and powerful that it's hard to guard him and it's hard to be guarded by him. He's very, very, very good, and he's an uber freak athlete, the Greek freak himself. But the reason I don't have him in the top 3 is because compared to the number 3 guy, he just doesn't have it. He isn't as good as a passer, even though he's pretty good, and his shot is not good. It's just not. And that's why he goes number 4 to our number 3, Steph Curry. Steph Curry has got to be the number 3 on the list. He is very good. Now, Giannis might have the athleticism, he might have the height, but I just see Steph as a better overall player. Giannis is a better defender. You can't deny that. But Steph is still really solid. And on the offensive side, he just changes games. Curry cannot be stopped. It's crazy. His 3 ball can be hit from almost anywhere on the court, and he has such range that it makes defenses tighten up and try and squeeze on him, and he just slithers through and gets to the rim. He's, in my opinion, almost as good as the finisher of Giannis, and he has the 3-point shot, and he has better passing, and he has probably better ball handling. He is still a good defender too. He's not an amazing defender. He's not a horrible defender. He's just good. but his shot and his offense is better than Giannis, and that's why he's got to be the number 3. I mean, he can just light it up from the field. And his finishing is underrated, and his passing is still pretty good too, which is why Curry has got to be the number 3. Now we get down to our number 2 player on the list.
Number 6, LeBron James!
LeBron is very good. Some people would put him as the GOAT, but he's only the number 2. He had a poor season last year. His stats were still good, but he just didn't win. He just didn't get it done. He's a really good defender. He ball handles. He's probably the best passer, unless it's Nikola Jokic. You can argue that down in the comments. Maybe Chris Paul, but he's kind of old now. Anyways, LeBron is a very good passer. He can still shoot pretty well. He's a good defender. He's usually clutch, especially if you're dealing with playoff LeBron or number 6 Heat LeBron. And he's just incredible. He's LeBron James. He's the GOAT. He's amazing. I mean, he's just LeBron James. His dribbling and passing and shooting and defense and all-around playership is the best. Not really, though. It's the second best. That's because we have the number 1 on the list, the new Los Angeles Clipper from San Diego State, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is the best defender in the league. He can just lock up on anyone. And as we can see, 2 times finalist, 2 times MVP equals clutch. He hits clutch shots. He hits it everywhere from the mid-range. His post game is very, very good. He almost plays in a way like a power forward, a point forward, kind of. Not quite, but you can kind of draw a comparison if you squint a little bit. His ball handling is very solid, and he can finish at the rim, and he can hit threes pretty good. His defense is just legendary. He's the best defender in the game right now, and he might be the best defender of all time. I know that might seem like a little bit of a homer pick because he's from San Diego State and he's on the Clippers, but I really do mean it. He is the best player going into this season, and he has a chance at maybe winning the MVP. You don't know, but you've got to admit, Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the NBA. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What is your top 10 list? Do you agree, disagree with me? And what do you expect for the new season? What are you looking forward to? What teams do you like the most or not like the most? I'm really excited what you guys have to say, and I'm glad to be back on YouTube. Hopefully my editing can get even better, and hopefully I can keep on making quality videos. As for me, I'm out.